How dishonest with ourselves must we truly be in order to accept the frailty that we all often denounce? In truth, what are we to search for if no solutions to our own inner workings? We spend countless hours in pursuit of the very things that cause us to become sick. Lifelong goals that inevitably with outcome provide certain nails to be pressed into the walls of our skin. Our shames and defeats hung side by side like some half-cocked picture frame in a room we hope will impress others without giving a second thought as to why that much of it might really matter. Midlife crisis at the age of 20 is more acceptable in this day and age than it has ever been. I watch a generation that shares the same age range as I, and it troubles me to think that we collectively are seeking the rights to be celebrated in some sort of new generation before all the others' eyes. It's some publicly or privately owned display of top-notch narcissism, and without further explanation, it seems to be the one thing that keeps us with the most unnatural series of complaints. When all is said and done, we acknowledge not the issue or the practical problems at hand, but merely participate with servitude to those further and the verses that inspire us to pursue a misused set of rules. We often have pitied the lives of the famine-filled, the starved or thirsting populace, solely wishing to provide a solution with the charred wings of opinion, as some 10-step self-help program that gives us the right to say we simply don't believe and do not wish to participate. The mistreatment of other lives, acting as though all we do and all we must is acknowledge the prominent problem, and our duty indeed will be free of the bondage of these atrocities committed, dominant in display above all these half-hearted rallies. Actions that take more than just a strong opinion, ones that require more than just acknowledging them, but something that is without parade or protest. What about those secret events, those small deeds, the insignificant minutes that we give with means to pursue and purse a smile and a heart that is not our own to misuse? Instead of flaunting about as though our lives were made of paved with a road of gold, why not robe ourselves with humility to let our muted actions be the things that are exposed? It still is quite a baffling place when we have all this information at our fingertips yet are unable to ascertain the very things we seek out on the daily. Now, I'm not saying that I myself have not been listed as merely a strong opinion, but I may also not subscribe to the idea that my actions in every day have not been performed with some sort of duty or intention before my own eyes. There is always something to give, and there is always a measure to be taken back with, but when we decide that we should outright inspire the lives of those that we encounter, I still have yet to understand why we as a people, with our hearts so big and our minds often retracted to be so small, as to how we could neglect the very rudimentary need, and instead partake in the position of poison in detriment of the self-publishing ability to forget what it is we are truly here to be gifted forward as we all proceed. How often have we become so comforted by voluntary expulsion or the excuse or the he said, she said truths, instead of looking at ourselves, whether guided or unguided, or into the solution of these hidden roots? There is an assortment of stillness to be had in this, a moment to actually take it all in, as opposed to the means of meandering through hoping someone else might be the firm root to give us a clue. Complaints and textile tamperings, fidgeting nervously from the eyes or hands, it all finds its way into the vein. It almost always comes out when we ourselves willfully give a present edge to the negative elects that are relayed. It's a sad bit to say the least, and this all stems off into more dis-ease, or rather disease.